कैसे ये जर्नी राजस्थान से became a Bangalore and why this Bangalore became the only college you want to be to that college. आपने क्या फील ली थी and then you ended up getting law. So hello everyone and once again welcome to the YouTube channel of Get Set Law by IMS. As you all guys know me that and me and also the series which we run after is Law School Insider, and the most awaited and I would say the most demanded video which is across the law aspirants and the entire community is NLS Bangalore, because that's the only institute in the country which every student, not the only student, every student's dream to be into that college. And one of my favorite ex-student now in Bangalore, Manyata, is with us. So I'll just brief about her. She's from Rajasthan. She's in second year right now. And I'm not going to take much of time because मैं introduction नहीं दूंगा. I want her to start with it. But before starting with that, I have a question, और इसी question से I would want you should tell about yourself. So कैसे ये journey राजस्थान से became a Bangalore and why this Bangalore became the only college you want to be to that college, and your background की आपने क्या and then you ended up getting law. What was that? So about yourself.
So it was, I guess, in 11th standard when commerce, but I didn't want to CA. So then I was exploring for options and then CLAT came across. So I decided to prepare for it while along with school. So the journey started from my home itself. So 1 year of preparation online, but the result was not in the favor. That was my first attempt. So then after the first attempt again, I took a moment and thought, what exactly do I want to do in life? And then it was the moment I finally decided law is the thing. So then I decided to take a drop, and then I gave it my everything into the next 8 months, and then I prepared completely for this CLAT 2024. And I was expecting that I get into top 3 colleges, but NLSIU was a bit unexpected and great surprise. So
That's great. मतलब I believe एक confusion है कि should I choose law, should I choose science or engineering, commerce. I think everyone goes through this journey. मतलब you agree with that, right?
I do.
Yeah. So do you have anyone in your family from law background who gave you a push, or it's the first generation lawyer?
No. I'm the only one who's doing law.
So I think now you will going to become a stepping stone for the upcoming generations. Ki yeah, Manyata Didi was there, and I think we're gonna.
Now my cousins have already started preparing for CLAT, and they call me.
That's
The parents are like, "We don't know anything. You're the only one to guide her." Tell her.
So, matlab, I feel really very proud that was the time when we and the other mentors used to be in touch, and you were taking guides from all of us. And then now you are becoming one of the guides. So that is a really very proud moment. Matlab, I feel really glad that students like you are there, and even everyone, I think, in the NLS or maybe in any of the field are actually there. That's really great. Okay. So let's directly jump into your day's life. Like you are in second year right now. Okay. So एक साल का पूरा जर्नी एक्सपीरियंस हो गया एनएलएस में. So there was a dream, got into the college. उसके बाद I think there is a different picture. वो कोई बताता नहीं है. तो I want कि आप वो चीजें बताओ. मतलब you tell how does a day or the entire 1 year experience look like. कैसे वो bumpy था या smooth था. What was expectation and what happened?
It was anything but not smooth at all. I think first year is hard when you enter into the college. I mean, you'll not even realize when you're burdened with all this assignments and a lot of things. So this is how it goes. When I entered the college, so we had 3 days of orientation schedules. So 3 days of orientation that they told us everything about academic committees, residence life things, and everything how thing is going to be. First thing I wanted to see when I entered the college was the campus, because everything I had been looking into in photos and videos until now was exactly in front of my eyes. So that was a moment. I took a moment to realize and see everything that finally it is NLS, the library, so the infrastructure, everything. And then you'll not even realize the academics and everything will take over this everything. And you'll completely forget about flat, rank scores and everything. And this is a different journey.
Okay, so everyone comes at one level only, like level zero. यहाँ से you have to like be very pushy to your journey और आपको अपने आप होता है, right?
Right.
Right, right.
Exactly. Starts from zero here.
So I think you mentioned about the academic part. So we'll come to that part later. But so you mentioned about ki rank and everything. तो सब अब हो गया अब तो college में. So was it a tough decision to go towards Bangalore because you are from Rajasthan? There is a cultural difference, a big difference, right? Maybe I think food का भी difference है, like the people behave. तो that was that one thing which you felt in college? Yeah, since in college all over India से students या city change होगा. What was that? A lot many students will say that Bangalore is not where, मतलब southern region people are okay, but the people coming from the northern side, they feel like यार Bangalore जाना, because I have seen even in your batch there were students ki, we're not going to go to Bangalore, we might go to Hyderabad or maybe Jodhpur or maybe NLU Delhi. मतलब एक
Right.
tough competition is always there between Bangalore and Delhi. So it happens, right? So what was your deciding factor कि city change में क्या फर्क हुआ?
So definitely it was hard. I come from Rajasthan, typical north area and everything. So I really miss the food and culture and people, everything, language barrier also. But I think the people, the fact that there are people from all over the India and northern regions also, it helps a lot. So the cultural difference is there, but I'm lucky that I found people who are also from north and they understand me. So it becomes a support system here. Thing is hard. But I do not think it should be a reason to neglect the fact that it
Right,
is
right.
indeed the best college, and the
Yes,
decision
yes.
should not be solely based on the factor that it's. I mean, it does play into the reality that a typical South, you might have problems in finding food or your of your region. But I think that reason the purpose you're coming here for is academics and future,
Yes,
so that
yes.
should not be ignored on this.
Okay. So you mentioned the term best, and everyone talks about it. We also talk about it. What you have felt ki NLS is the best because why you felt that? Like not because of the rank and the establishment. You have experienced that, right? So is it really the best?
I think so, yes. And I think it's prominently because of the pedagogy here. How they teach us. So we have trimester system, and I don't think so any other NLU follows a trimester system.
Right,
Well,
right. True.
so trimester does get very hectic and rigorous, but the way they teach us here is we work under a lot of pressure and burden. So this is sort of preparing us how we at least understand it ourselves. They are preparing us for the real harsh world out there. So
Right.
getting used to this pressure and working under uh, deadlines and a lot of assignments back to back is something which is actually preparing us for the life after law school and
Life
not
after
just
law school. Right. So I think a lot of time people consider Bangalore में rigorous है, trimester system है, 3 बार exams होंगे. So this is what people consider as a pressure. But I think when we cook food in a pressure cooker, it's easy to cook, and that is how you taste it. मतलब that is what it happens, right?
right. And also there are some perks and benefits of this semester system. You get done with subjects and professors. You get to go home after every 3 months, and it just happens so fast in a loop. And it's also if you perform not so good in one trimester, you can start again from the next trimester, and it's like a very quick loop sprint sort of thing.
Okay, okay, fair enough. So I think you touched the point academic, and I think you are very eager to talk about it. So what is the methodology? Matlab, do they teach it like the traditional way only, or they take up something different way? Because that is what everyone die for. Ki Bangalore ka teaching way, the academicians, the professors, the experience. So is that a different way? Like you must have a school education, or isme differentiating factor hoga definitely. So, what is the teaching methodology like in the academic part?
So the thing is, firstly, for every trimester, we have 4 subjects. So from the first year, we have BA subjects as well as law subjects, but the BA subjects are completed in the first year itself. So from the second year, 4 law subjects. So we have our portal where all the readings are uploaded. So we are expected to do our readings beforehand, before coming to the class. What they teach us, what they told us in the orientation also is they adopt a Socratic method of teaching where they believe that the students they already know everything, they have the answers, and they expect us to come read and then participate as much as possible in the class discussions and everything. So the teaching is different definitely because in school as we see the teacher will come, they'll teach the subject and we'll learn and go. So it's more like an engagement. The professors are engaging with the students. There's a lot of class participations. It is marked also. We have class participation marks. So it's completely based on your engagement with class and everything. So this is what how it is very different.
Okay, and how are these, like, professors are very senior, and I think there must have been guest faculties also who might be coming, their lectures are there. So are they easily approachable, or they are like, ki, nahi bhai, itne time pe we'll are there, or something like this?
So this is one thing. Surprisingly, the professors they are very easily approachable, and the academic department for us they have scheduled office hours for everyone. So even if you don't want to meet the professor because there are students who are introverts and they would probably not go and try to approach. So we have mandatory office hours, small group office hours that 4 5 students have to meet the professors.
मतलब that is something which is like attendance का weight भी हो गया, but it's objective
Right.
oriented. That is why
Right.
it's rated,
We
right?
get a push from the academic department to go and engage. Other than that, I mean, it is an individual thing, but some professors are really friendly and we can connect to them over email anytime. They are very frank to the fact that we can email them if we're having any doubts or problems and they are easily approachable.
Okay, okay. That's really nice. So that was all about the academic part. Let's move to the most required thing ki, and every law student is wanting and eyeing on ki moot court culture kaisa hai. It's already very famous. So what is that one factor of Bangalore? Like, is there any like a competition which only Bangalore conducts, or how it happens? Like the moot court competition in the college and intra college, how it happens? You can just guide us.
So NLS conducts, I guess, NLS TIAM, NLS Tri-Legal International Arbitration Moot every year. So obviously NLS students are barred from participating in that moot. So because NLS is conducting it, so students from other law universities come to our college and take part in that. But for the university students, we have university selection round, or what we call UNIV moots. So basically,
Okay.
students from all the years, from first years to fifth years, all of them participate for that UNIV moot. So there are return submissions for memo, and then there are oral rounds. So
Okay.
based on the performance in that, there is a rank list which is generated. And on the basis of the ranks, you will be allotted moots for other colleges, be it like any other moot which any other university is conducting, like General Arbitration Moot or NUJS Moot. So it will depend on your rank. You can apply for a moot, and depending on the rank and the number of applicants, you'll be allotted a moot. But you
Okay.
cannot participate on your own outside of this system. So this is
Okay.
for the
Okay.
university student.
Okay, that's really great यार. मतलब ये खुद का that is what they have like made it a cultural thing. That's I think इसीलिए NLS being the best बोला ही जाता है, because that is how they have been framing it. मतलब I was just calculating 1986 से 2025, it's almost 38 years being done. So that is what is the establishment has really talked about. Okay, that's great. So besides this moot court, have you been part of it anywhere in the first year, second year?
I did not participate in my first day. I'm planning to do it in second day.
Okay, so that means first year students are exposed to moot court. There is
They
no
are
bar ki from
there is no
second or
bar.
third no bar.
No.
So what you suggest? People should participate or should not participate from first year?
I think it should be an individual choice because it's
Choice.
both pros and cons. So our seniors say that if you want to participate, I mean, do not worry about your rank or anything. If you want to get an exposure, you can take part. But the thing is, this will go alongside your academic classes. You'll not get any attendance exemption and
Okay.
then submissions also. So you will not get any leeway from the academic side if you're participating in any mode. So it should be an individual choice. And because the assignments and the continuous evaluation for our academics do not happen at the same time for all the 300 students. So they divide us into groups. And for example, one group will have their criminal law submission today. They might not have it today. You actually have to look at your schedule and balance. And I think then you should decide if you want to take part.
Okay, okay. So what was this submission which you mentioned about? Is it related to the moot only, or it's the assignment of the
No,
semester? The
it's
okay.
semester assignment. What I'm trying to say is the your submissions for academic for trimester
Okay.
courses might collide with the mood and
With
then
the
you'll
moot
not get
court.
any
So you don't
right.
get time only. Like
Right.
I have classes, I have exams
You have
coming up,
classes
and I
and
have
all.
submissions. So moot court के लिए time. Okay. But second year maybe the scene would have been similar. But I think वो confidence आ जाता है to balance things out.
Right.
That is what
I
is.
have thoughts for myself. Like first,
That's a very great thought. First, being exposed to something. मतलब a lot of students are कि participate करना है, participate, and then they fall down. And they fell down, and then they are like कि I'm not going to participate from next year. Yeah, that's a very wise thing. Yeah, great. Okay, so now we talked about the academic part. There are non-academic activities also, I think, very much there. I know the time is not very much available, but what are those events, competitions, sports activities, fest? How are all these things happen? Like they happen in the first year or second year, or what are those? Can you just tell us?
they happen in the first year and in all three trimesters. There's at least one big event for every trimester. And my favorite of them all is Univ Week. I think Univ is something that
Okay.
almost every student of NLS is excited about. It is one whole week of back-to-back events, music, dance, cooking, master chef, and a lot
Okay.
of things. So it sounds like that how people were like dealing with so much academic rigor, doing these things at the same time. But I think this is one thing you learn at NLS. I see seniors who are like participating in moods, doing great in moods, classes, maintaining a great and taking part in dance, music, and everything. So, I mean, this is one thing you learn. So, Univ Week. And then for winter, at second semester, we have winter carnival for Christmas and
Okay.
New Year. First semester, we just had a fall formal. So there is NLS ball, formals, and so many events. I do not think there is
So what
any
is that
event.
NLS ball? What was that?
So NLS Ball is a part of Uniweek only. It's basically
Okay.
music and dance.
Dance
So
and
the like they're
so
the
it's for
sponsors,
only for first year students or for across?
all the 5 year students.
Okay, and
So we have
everything
all 5
happens
years.
in the campus.
Yes, everything happens in the campus.
Okay,
We
that's
have
great. What
education.
about the sports event?
So we have a sports committee and it conducts events and there are practices also held weekly for I think we have basketball, badminton and football and
Okay.
frisbee. So
Okay.
these are the events. So people from our universities actually go to I think last I remember people went to Kochi for frisbee and
Oh,
there is also one event trilaterals.
okay, okay.
So there is also one event trilaterals. So basically it's NALSAR, IU, and WBNUJS. So it's a
Okay.
sports event across the top three
Top.
universities. Right. So this is
Okay.
something which all the students are really excited about. So we form teams in our universities based on selection rounds, and then students from this year, last year, it happened in Hyderabad. So students went to for trilingual.
That's something unique, but the only top three universities are going to participate. No other. Okay, that is why the best part comes over here. That's great. Okay. So, so since you in the talk you mentioned even about some opportunities which happens like no sorry not the opportunities the committees which you mentioned about it right that the sports committee. So can you highlight about what are the like multiple committees which are there? That is first. Second, were you part of any of the committees or are you a part of any committee right now? And what you will suggest, like, is it good for the first year students to be part of it or are they actually being given exposed? Yeah, eligibility criteria. What is that?
So there are a lot of, firstly, for event managements, we have two committees. One is EMC, that is Event Management Committee. Second is Cultural Committee or CULCOM. So both of them organize these events and tests in their 3 trimesters. So the Uniweek I mentioned about, it is a CULCOM event and EMC holds fall formals and winter carnival. So the events and tests are divided among these two committees. Then the next comes academic. So ASP Academic Support Program is an initiative of the NLSIU students. So and I think it is very very helpful for each and every one of us, not just first years but students across all years. So ASP so ASP it has a whole database of the seniors'
Okay.
notes. So it is organized
Oh,
year wise, first year, second year, third year, and when you go into first year, there's first semester, third semester. So that is a Google Drive database where you can find notes for each and every subjects which your seniors made, the past year papers, the past year best answers. So you can actually
that's
streamline and
really,
do
yeah.
your preparation.
This
So
is
that
unique.
is
I was not aware of this. I think like, the viewers must have also not. मतलब ये बाहर
right.
शायद data है भी नहीं.
And the people,
Okay.
the committee managers, they're so friendly. They reached out to us even before we came to NLS. Once we got selected and our verification process was going on, they reach out and form a group for our batch. And then they tell us everything about this drive link. And then they also conduct sessions outside classes on how to do citations, how to write a research paper, how to make your memo, how to make your CV. So all across the year whenever you need anything, they'll be conducting sessions on it to basically expose the freshers to the academic life and then the formal life, professional life beyond this.
Okay. So besides this, मतलब sports committee हो गया, event
Right.
committee हो गई, I think moot court committee,
Right. There's
plane
Moot Court
committees.
Committee, ADR for Alternate Dispute Resolution.
Okay.
I was a part of Event Management Committee because when I joined in my first year, I thought academics वगैरह होता रहेगा, ये तो होगा, do
True.
something fun. So I joined Event Management Committee. And this year, I'm not a part of any committee. I decided to take a break and focus on academics and move this time.
Okay, right. Okay. I think, but then Marina, I had a word with one of your, maybe your senior or maybe in your batch only, I'm not sure. So I had a word. So he was earlier in NLIU Bhopal, then he took a drop, came to Bangalore, and then did his part. So he said कि when he passed the exam, so he gave me a call. He said, I cleared my first year. तो मैंने कहा गुड सर यू आर नॉट समझ नहीं रहे हो व्हाई आई एम एक्साइटेड तो मैंने कहा टेल मी तो ही टोल्ड मी कि सर I think he mentioned the percentage ki out of 100 students, like an example, out of 100 students, 70 failed in first year, only 30 passed. So why is it really the thing which happens with students?
It is true. So not out of 100, out of 300 students,
Anyway, just an example, like the percentage, 30 percentage only pass or 40 percentage pass, the remaining, aisa was the number. I'm not able to recall the numbers, but he
30%.
said ki a lot many students failed.
Yeah, a lot of students fail, but not it's not that just 30% pass. Most of them pass, but like a huge number of them fail. But given the fact that all of them are toppers and top rankers in CLAT, and now it's hard to pass. So it
Yes.
is a big thing, and that I think kind of tells you about how hard
So
this
why it was hard to
exam.
pass? मतलब like you mentioned first year में तो BA से related subjects are there. Not much. ऐसा कोई subject नहीं होगा कि it's something very new कि मुझे तो आता ही नहीं है.
No, it's not about the subject, it's about the assessment and the marking. So
Okay.
from the first year itself, you are expected to write research papers and of thousands or 3,000 words and come up with the argument. To write a novel argument and writing a research paper, it is kind of tough. And they mark you very objectively on criteria like this structure, format, and everything. And then the end terms, which are subjective, they are also kind of, I would say, very different than what you learn in school. It's not like, okay, what is this? Who said this? All the questions and assessment, they are more analytical and critical based, critically evaluating your reasoning, your approach, your thoughts and argument, everything. So it is kind of different, I would say. And the marking is not like, okay, now you can score 100 on 95 out of 100, 98 out of 100. The highest you can score here is 70 out of 100. And for
So that means
70% of
100 mark papers are there.
the assessment is like we are graded on from our marks on a scale of 100 only, but the
Okay.
highest you get is 70.
Okay.
This is the bar they've set. You cannot get, and I do not think there's a case where someone scored 80 or 90 out of 100. So it's not like one single paper of 100 marks, but like 30 marks would be project and
Right.
10
So it's
marks for
a
midterm.
mixed match
Right.
of everything. Right.
Right.
Okay. So is that the case? Internal, externals are there?
Yes, internal, in the sense, internal assessment, right, vivas
Okay. Why was
and then
it?
interns.
Okay, that's and why 2 hours, 3 hours papers like we happen to write papers. It's similar way.
It is 3 hours for the interns exams.
Okay.
And other than that, we have submissions. So we have deadlines for
Okay.
that and viva.
And how are the classroom structures? Like, is it like वो जो Three Idiots में देखा है वैसा सही structure है?
It is like that.
Okay,
It is like
that's
that.
great. So it's like all air conditioned, projector and everything.
Right.
Great. Next, we're gonna move about the next most required thing, and a lot many data are there on multiple YouTube channels. कि internships इधर पे लगती हैं, placements इतना average जाता है. What is that primary number which you know about? कि sir, as far as I have heard about it from the committee or from the students I've seen it in, कि that was a, I think वहाँ पे 0 day या something like this would have happened, right? Recently, I was just seeing, I think Bangalore, no, not Bangalore, Kolkata का I saw a message, it's a 0 day, I think placement drive चल रहा था, or maybe I think Gandhinagar का था, I'm not sure. I've seen it in some platform पे, students were sharing it up, कि ऐसा हो रहा है and something like this. तो मैंने कहा मैं podcast में I'm gonna keep that in mind कि अपने भी क्या 0 day is something like this happens.
Yeah.
And what is that placement like? What's the average if you know about it? The number. But I don't want to know the exact 12.364. I don't want to know it. But what's the average? You know, Bangalore ka placements are quite better than the other one. Do you know about it?
So we have mandatory internships for Feb of every year. Other than that, also students, I guess, mostly fourth year, third years, they do a lot of internships on their own in other breaks as well. So most of the students, I think they get a pre-placement offer. And for those who do not get a pre-placement offer or want to go through the campus recruitment process, so they sit for day zero. So
Day
this
zero,
year,
right?
1st of August was our day zero. I'm not sure, but some peers who could not get or did not take a pre-placement offer, they sit through the day zero, and there are selection rounds, interviews, and after that you get selected. So I think around 40 people got pre-placement offers in this batch. I think it was a batch of 80 this year. So around 40 had got a pre-placement offer. For the rest who sat for day zero, I think 21 of them got
Okay,
placement. So that's
okay,
around 61 student placed. And then I
Out of
think
80
some
you
of
are
them,
mentioning about.
right.
Yeah.
I think some go for judiciary and
Hmm.
other stuff also. So it's a good
Right, right.
number like that. And for salary, I think average is somewhere around 20, sometimes 16 or 20. That is for the average. Highest, I'm not sure actually, but I think it goes to 30. It went like that for one
Okay,
period. I'm not sure.
okay.
But again, it's so I think I was reading somewhere a
Right.
student in a one of the blog have given on a comment that NLS is considered to be a launch pad to get into corporate sectors. Others end
Right.
up getting into litigation and judiciary or UPSC. So how
Right.
true is this launch pad wala thing?
It is very true. I mean, we have a corporate culture here. Most of the students from our batch, they go for corporate only. I think one reason is also that 5 years you're working hard, you're doing internships and everything, and then you might not want to prepare again for some other exam. And it's easier to get direct placements and earn money like
Okay,
that. So that is one
right,
factor.
right.
Okay,
Right.
so placements whenever it happens, so I think वो committee must have been very vocal about it. They inform students about this, right? Committees. तो but ये am I like eligible for it? How to prepare for an interview? How does my resume or a CV look like? Are these workshop also happens in the college?
Yeah, there are
Okay,
workshops. As I said, the ASP Academic Support Program. This for
okay,
all 5 years. So whatever the event is coming up. For example, when I was in first year and we had to apply for an NGO internship in first year, which is the mandatory
hmm.
internship we have. So it was supposed to be in Feb. So around December and January, the ASP started planning for a CV and your
Hmm.
cover letter writing sessions. It does happen for the fifth year preparing for interviews, and there are sessions also other than these workshops, how to deal with job anxiety, how to deal with this, that, etc. So
Okay,
the crowd is very helpful. And
So now, so to our viewers, Manyata is also not aware that this question is going to come up, and it's a very recent discussion which we had over WhatsApp when we were about to join this. She was saying, "Ki, sir, we three are there in this room, okay?" And so you are in hostel right now, right?
yeah,
okay.
And she didn't sounded very positive about it. So was it just because this is going to happen, or maybe like how does that structure of the hostel looks like? क्योंकि that is a very क्योंकि 5 साल रहना है. So
uh,
how your first year experience in the hostel, the food and everything happened in the college? How it was it? And why you were like कि sir 3 लोग को एक ही room में. So this is why. मतलब what was that thing?
so the thing is, it's not always like that. I mean, we have around 1, 2, 3, Narmada, and around 5 hostels for
Oh,
women's halls of residence. So last year I was in Nilgiris. So it has a very quite spacious structure. You have cubicles,
okay,
like that is a three-seater hostel. So you have one
okay,
cubicle for each of the roommates. So
oh,
it had a lot of privacy and space. But because the incoming bath size is increasing, that is
hmm.
300 and 300 again this time.
Yes, yes.
So now what they have done is for now we have bunk beds, and that is
Okay,
the structure. So there is one bunk bed
okay.
and one single bed in every room, except
Oh,
that. So I was in that hostel and I used to live very peacefully there. So this is the shift now. All the other hostels are not
okay.
like that. So now here we have bunk beds, and that is how it works. So there are
Yeah.
people sharing rooms,
Right.
and yeah, but it's nice to have family around.
Yeah. So students of the same year stays in the hostel or like it's a mixed match? Like in the room,
But
sorry, not in the hostel.
for roommates, you have usually from the same year. For example,
Okay,
your first year, so you'll get a first year roommate. And that is also very randomized because the college will allot you who your roommate is. From second year, you can actually start choosing your roommate. So you
okay,
can choose someone who's not from your year. So there are some rooms where a third year lives with the second year, but usually it's like same year students only. And
Okay.
for the hostels, so the people living in the my opposite room, those are first years, and those living in my room, they are third years. So it's like a complete mixed thing. It's not like
Okay. And what is there in the room? Like what all facilities they provide besides the bunk bed, single bed? What all extra things they provide?
so one bed is there for every student, one study table for every student, and there is one tube light for, I mean, there are three tube lights in the room, so you can manage according to your convenience. And then there
Okay.
is a cupboard for all of us. So, I mean, not one complete cupboard, like one slot, one slab of the cupboard. So
Okay.
there are two cupboards. So three of us are sharing one side, and one side is common for all of us. And
Okay.
other than cupboard, study table, bed, we have a shelf also, the sort of bookshelf for all of us. So there are
Okay.
three bookshelves just above our study table where
Okay.
we can keep our books and other stuff.
So since you have already experienced first year, so when you would have entered hostel, the college, you would have brought 10 stuff with you. But after coming to the hostel, you must have been reminded कि यार ये पांच चीजें भी ला सकते. So what is that one or two suggestions which you're gonna give it to the students who will going to enter Bangalore? Keep in mind when you will gonna come to hostel, ये चार पांच चीजें is must. ये तुम्हें नहीं मिलेगी. Like हैदराबाद में they told कि सर bed है, but they don't have the वो
Mattress?
मैट्रेस नहीं था शायद, ऐसा कुछ उनने
Oh,
बताया था. तो इट वाज अ वेरी जेन्युइन
oh.
थिंग व्हिच एवरीवन शुड नो अबाउट इट.
So they provide us mattress and curtains and everything. It's all personal things which you can bring with yourself. But one
Okay.
thing personally, I would say I did not bring a nice blanket because the weather is really cool here. So do not
Yes,
come
yes.
with the blanket.
With a
It is very
blanket, right?
important. So I just ordered
Okay.
it here and it arrived in 2 days. So it's
Okay.
okay.
And how
Other
does this
than
Blinkit things, Zomato work? Yeah, you were saying something, then you can come to this question.
right. Also, when we arrive here, they are selling buckets and mugs here in the campus itself.
Okay.
So that is one thing you can procure. Also, there are shops lined up just outside the campus, which are
Okay.
selling you the daily essential items, which you can buy as per
Okay.
your convenience. So it's not like
Okay.
कि कुछ भूल गए तो हो नहीं सकता. You can always get things here.
That's perfect. ठीक है. And Blinkit, Zomato, how easily it's accessible? It's tough.
No, no, no. It's very easily accessible. Blinkit, Zomato, Swiggy, Zepto, everything is very easily and very fast delivery here.
Okay. So, मतलब, the college campus is not very far away from the city, or how the connectivity works? Like if someone is
Yes.
coming from a station and airport, कितना दूर है वो?
So the airport is actually 45 kilometers from our campus, but it is because the airport is located
वो तो
outside the city.
outside
Right.
city, right? Right.
But for travel and connectivity inside the city, I think the metro system works very good, and there are autos you can take, I mean Uber, Rapido, etc. They work very easily, so it's very accessible like that.
So
And
how
usually
far is the
metro.
railway station?
I'm not sure about the railway station, but one metro station which is closest to us, and that is it is like 10 minutes.
Okay, that's nice. और वहाँ पे the traffic तो we all know about Bangalore. That is
Right.
okay. We'll not debate about it. That's an infrastructural government or the people over there. But how easy it is to travel, like in the city with the people and everywhere, like auto rickshaw, are they working? Like जैसे I'm based out in Mumbai. I was also in Bhopal. भोपाल में मीटर का कोई सिस्टम नहीं है. They say 50 rupees यहाँ तक जाएंगे, something like this, or 100
Right.
rupees. Mumbai में it's a complete meter culture. 10% नहीं
Right.
है बाकी है. तो how is over there?
So we do not follow, I mean, the auto drivers don't follow meter system here as well. But because we
Okay.
use Rapido and other apps like that, so it's decided on
ठीक.
different
Smart
apps.
people.
Because,
ठीक है.
and also because we come from North, it's better to use an app than argue with the
Yes, yes,
drivers.
definitely वो लैंग्वेज बैरियर हमेशा हो जाएगा. या ठीक है. बैड एक्सपीरियंस भी होते हैं, आई नो. ठीक है. फेयर इनफ. दैट्स नाइस. तो खाना है ये सब, हॉस्टल कैंटीन वैंटीन एवरीथिंग इज गुड.
Yeah, it's good. We have two mess. One is like boys and girls, and one is exclusively for boys. That is in men's hall of residence.
Okay.
So, and then one we have here in women's hall of residence. It is both for boys as well as girls.
Okay.
So we get served 4 times a day: breakfast, then lunch, and then evening snacks.
Okay, okay. और खाने में like you get all type of food, north side, south side, yeah, it's a mix match. But I'm not talking about the quality and the taste. वो I think across everywhere थोड़ा सा वो 19-20 रहता है, because everyone come with a different taste palette, तो that's different. How it is? It's a mix of every type of food.
Yeah, it is a mix. I mean, they serve north dishes also, but prominently for breakfast we have idli, dosa, the South Indian
Okay.
food. But I
The
like
South.
so it's fine.
Yes,
And
yes. Okay.
other than that, they're also serving gatte ki sabzi and other
Yeah.
stuff from north
South
side.
North side.
So it is fine.
बट राजस्थानी फूड यहाँ पे मतलब वो
No,
तो डिफिकल्ट है.
not
ठीक. ठीक
And
है.
also, I find the food here less spicy and more because the food here is kind of sweet, even though it's from
Coconut
Bangalore
oil
side.
में बहुत बार they cook it in the coconut oil, तो
Mhm.
that's the case. But I think overall Bangalore city में खाना is not a major problem, I don't think. मतलब for you maybe शायद आपके face expressions लग रहा है sir कैसे बोल रहे हो आप, but maybe.
I eat food a lot and North food also, like the parathe, dal
Okay.
bati, everything.
Yes,
So it's hard to
yes.
find that North wala taste even outside the campus
Okay.
also. But I think there are some restaurants which are famous, so you can try them. You can find, but
Okay.
it's really hard to find otherwise, and that too easily accessible for your everyday food.
Okay. And inside campus, besides canteen, कुछ ऐसे cafe and everything are also there?
Yeah, so we have canteens and cafeteria and bistro. So we have a
Okay.
food box which is open until 12 a.m. in the night,
Okay.
and we have canteens, OAB canteen, which is like inside our academic block. So during our 10 minutes break for the classes, we can quickly go and grab sandwich, roll, anything. They're
Okay.
like quick takeaways we
Okay.
have for food and coffee, which is very required during the classes.
Classes.
So that we have. So there are
Okay.
around, other than the mess, we have three other food
Okay.
boxes here.
Great. A few more questions and then we'll end this session. That's really great. A very great insights you have given. मतलब I have even not knowing many of it. So that is what it happens. Would have been better अगर कोई third year, fourth year would have also been joining us. So maybe in some another session,
Right.
आप third year में चले जाओ, fourth year में we'll again come up with a session with more experiences. So Manyata, when
Right.
you came to the Bangalore college, there would have been some myths or some thoughts, preconceived thoughts would have been there. Is there anything which people do have it और बाद में college में that myth broke? ऐसा होता people were talking something very different. So what was that one myth or anything which you
So
want to suggest?
not typically a myth, but usually it's the fact like first the ragging or the seniors will be bullying you or anything like that. That doesn't happen here. I also personally feel the seniors are very helpful and friendly, especially through the support programs they conduct and all. So there's nothing like you're getting bullied by a senior or you're getting any sort of bad experience with the seniors. Them
Okay.
are approachable and nice. The fact that okay, as I mentioned now, after you come here, there's nothing about everything. Everyone starts from the same level, zero, etc. So this is also one sort of eye opener. Okay, chalo, hold the rank and the best college, everything now come back.
Okay, okay. So how strict is college in context with academics, in context with class timings, in context with attendance? इतना strict है
Mhm.
कि students को आना या थोड़ा सा
Right.
leniency है या घर पे call चला जाता है? How they communicate with this?
So one thing is they do not involve parents or anyone in the whole dimension. So, but they are actually very strict with respect to the attendance. So you have to maintain, if you have to maintain 75% of the attendance, it is 10%. And if you're not able to maintain that 75% bar somehow, then you actually face an year loss, which is very bad. So there are people
Oh,
actually exactly who are repeating their first year or maybe second year just because they were
just
not
because of
able to,
attendance.
just because of attendance. So that is how strict it is.
So I think
If you say.
स्कूल का कल्चर वाज ऑलरेडी देयर 75 to
Right,
80%. कॉलेज में तो करो ही नहीं तो बैक लग जाएगा. स्कूल में तो थोड़ा बहुत दिन हो जाता था
right.
कि चलो नेक्स्ट ईयर तो जाओगे. आई थिंक
There
वेरी
is
स्ट्रिक्ट.
no, and also the fact that you'll not get attendance relaxation or condemnation, even if you're participating for any moot or you're going out for competition. So that is completely your decision. If you want to go to some other university and you want to compromise on your attendance here. So that
ये
is
थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा कि कंपटीशन में भी आई हैव टू गो बट माय अटेंडेंस आर आल्सो नॉट बीन टेकन केयर.
right. So that is one thing which the academic department is really strict about.
Okay, but I
But
think
for
strictness थोड़ा discipline that is what I believe, right? Yeah.
right.
Any one last suggestion to all the CLAT 2026 aspirants कि ये कर लो और बैंगलोर आ जाओ? Anything which you
So
want to say?
only say that like look upon the past year papers, solve past year papers as you and like be confident. That's all I can say. I mean, do not think about what's the like, how the academic life is going to be in college after coming into college. Your aim should only be getting really good marks and scoring really good. And the fact that I mentioned that yeah, the rank वगैरह सब this should not be in your mind right now.
Right,
It should
right.
matter to you at this point, and your aim
Right.
should be to rank among the top students and
Okay.
come here. And
That's
despite
really great.
everything's ups and downs, whatever strict things and academic rigor, I think it is the best college. So you should definitely
Yes,
work
yes.
hard for this.
Yes, it's really worth it. And
It is
Manat,
really
I'm really very happy to have a conversation with you after a very long time like this. क्योंकि हम कभी
yes,
offline में we used to meet या online में we used to meet up when you were
really.
preparing for CLAT. So that's really great. And I'm so happy that you took time for us and you came over here. And thank you so much for all the students, to the parents who have watched this video till the end. And if any given point of time, anyone has any questions, anything which you want to know about more, you can drop into the comments. Manyata is in touch with me. I'm gonna put up questions to her. She'll gonna frame the answers, or if possible, she can definitely put up an answer to the comments which will gonna come. And thank
Sure.
you so much. Yeah. And thank you, Manyata, once again. Bye bye.